This is just so shocking to me, and that my granddaughter is dressed in a disguise. This is just so overwhelming. It's just so really scary. You need to tell them where the baby is. You need to tell them who's setting all these things up for you. I know you're not doing it.
As the search for her 9-year-old daughter continues, a brand new video shows mom Ashlee Buzzard may be on the move. In a video obtained exclusively by News Nation and broadcasted on Banfield, our friend Ashley Banfield's show, you see this. You see Ashlee Buzzard carrying out of her home boxes and appliances and loading them up onto a U-Haul in her driveway. There's still no update, though, on the whereabouts of her daughter, Melodee. But Ashlee did go to court last week. Here's more from Scripps News reporter Crystal Bermudez, who was there for Buzzard's hearing.
Ashlee Buzzard no longer facing felony false imprisonment charges. I'm Crystal Bermudez, your Lompoc community reporter, and I was in the courtroom Thursday morning when the alleged victim's case took the stand. The judge ultimately deciding that there wasn't enough evidence to move forward. Much of Thursday's hearing was centered around testimony from the alleged victim, Tyler Brewer, and an approximately 6-minute-long audio recording Buzzard took during their conversation the evening of November 6th. A freelance paralegal and legal document assistant, Brewer told the court he first met Ashlee through a friend back in 2014 and reached out to her recently offering his help. He testified that he visited Buzzard approximately 5 times between November 1st and 6th, stating the final meeting at her home, he felt Buzzard's demeanor, body language, and tone of voice prevented him from leaving. He shared additional concerns about a box cutter being located on a nearby table. Both sides played portions of the audio recording in court. While it was played for everyone to hear, we were not allowed to film any portion of the hearing. The prosecution argued the video documented the moment Brewer said he tried to leave her home. Brewer tells me he didn't know he was being recorded. I spoke with him about it over the phone following Thursday's hearing.
Now I understand why she was saying things and doing things the way she was doing it, because she was being recorded.
The defense argued the recording did not support Brewer's earlier statements, including that Buzzard prevented him from walking out of the home.
She had the tone, demeanor, and the audio recording of the conversation between the two.
I caught up with Buzzard leaving the courthouse during a break in her hearing. Ashlee, can you give any comments into Tyler's testimony today and pleading not guilty? She did not respond. A key moment Thursday came when Detective Thomas Brownlee testified that statements Brewer made immediately after the November 6th incident didn't align with the recording he found on Buzzard's phone following her arrest or the statement Brewer later posted online.
Tyler Brewer told him on November 6th and how it reflected on the November 6th, 2025 Ashlee recording, they did not align. And the impeachment testimony that Detective Brownlee provided may have factored in to the judge's ruling in this case.
Now, Ashlee Buzzard has not been charged in connection with her daughter's disappearance. Authorities will say that she still won't cooperate. So what's going on with this mom? How can she function with her daughter missing? Some of you have been talking about how it's reminiscent of the Casey Anthony case. Well, guess who our next guest is? The beloved judge who presided over that trial. The Honorable Belvin Perry, now retired Chief Judge. Good morning to you, Judge. Thank you for coming on the show. Tell us, please, what you're thinking as you hear about this awful news of missing Melodee Buzzard, gone now for over a month.
Julie, history has taught us that in cases of this nature, where a kid is last seen with their parent and the kid suddenly vanishes, it does not have a good ending. And in this particular case, there are several red flags. You have the mom disguising identity. You have the license plate switching. You have the mom totally not cooperating. And now you have the mom leaving, getting ready to go to parts unknown, and she offers no explanation as to where her child is.
It's awful, Judge. It's awful. And you shared with us all those red flags, all the things that people watching this case are so infuriated over, that it seems that there's layers of deception here. There's also what seems like maybe some animosity or resentment, as we saw video of Ashlee Buzzard actually taking down the missing posters of her daughter, taking down the pictures so people couldn't see her daughter's beautiful face. And it makes you scratch your head and think, how in the world is this fair that this woman is walking free? Judge, what are your thoughts on that?
Unfortunately, until we find out what happened with this child, until we have some concrete evidence as to her involvement in the disappearance or a body being found, hopefully that doesn't happen, but chances are high that a body will be found at some point. There's nothing that law enforcement can do at this time. They have to have evidence to deal with the situation in this case. It's awful, but as long as this mom is not cooperating and there are no leads in this particular case for law enforcement to follow up on, it's just going to be a mystery.
It's an awful mystery, Judge, yes. I want to show you some video. This was obtained by News Nation. Our brilliant friend and colleague Ashlee Banfield aired it on her show, Banfield, the other night. And look at this. You see Ashlee Buzzard there carrying out moving boxes and home appliances, loading them in the U-Haul. And Banfield reported that as the U-Haul pulled away and Ashlee Buzzard was in it, that presumably FBI and state officials tailed her, but then she returned to her home. And on Banfield, it was reported that the location where the U-Haul went is undisclosed. But we know that she came back home to that house. So she's moving items out, driving away in the U-Haul, then she comes back. It looks like she's moving, maybe not entirely moved, but partially moved. And here's the video where she gets into it and drives. And as I said, Banfield reported that they followed her. So obviously they're surveilling her. They're sitting there watching her every move. Judge, what do you make of what she's doing here?
Julie, it is unfortunate that she's devoting her efforts towards abandoning her child. She's not looking for the child. All the movements she's taken are very self-serving. She's only interested in herself. It's just bizarre. Most mothers would be looking for their missing child, but she's not. She's moving, and apparently she's going on with her life.
Right, Judge. It's awful. And we know she had quite a few movements that were tracked in that trip that I know you're aware of in early October, around October the 7th, when it began, where she's going through several states, from California, going through Utah, Nevada, all the way to Nebraska, and then returning without Melodee. Do you think there's a valid concern that she may have sold Melodee into a situation either for sex work or for some kind of labor work?
Julie, that's a great possibility. She could have sold the child to a child predator, and hopefully she has not murdered the child, but nothing's good is going to happen as a result of these actions. Unfortunately, this child has been missing since October the 7th, and unfortunately, as I stated earlier, nothing good is going to occur.
Judge Perry, you're always so wise. We always talk about how you always share so much wisdom with us. And you're right, history has taught us awful lessons in these cases, that nothing good happens when you have a situation like this. Let's hope and pray for a miracle here for Melodee Buzzard.